everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to share with you what I do in a day as a clean beauty chemist.
I like to start my workday with a cup of coffee using my Keurig machine. Today I went with a morning blend to fuel my busy day. I usually use oat milk from Trader Joe's, and when I want to add a little extra something, I'll throw in a splash of vanilla extract and a pinch of cinnamon. Then I'll make the quick walk from Bay Street past Emeryville Public Market to my office, which is housed right above our industrial laboratory. There's a lot of security throughout the building, which is great because of the sensitive information, prototypes, and machinery that live here. Due to COVID-19, on-site employees are required to submit at least one COVID test sample per week, along with maintaining our social distance, wearing masks, and logging daily temperature checks. My current role is in product development at Amyris, a biotechnology company based in Emeryville, California. For those of you who don't know, Emeryville is right next to Berkeley, where I went to school. Amyris is centered upon sustainability. Some consumer-facing brands that you may have heard of are Biossance Skincare, Pipette Baby and Mama Care, and Pure Cane Sugar Alternative. Amyris creates biotech solutions for health and wellness, clean beauty, and flavors and fragrances. I work specifically on clean beauty, which I'd describe as beauty products that aren't harmful to humans or animals and that mitigate harm to the environment. Next, I head over to my workspace and plan my formulation priorities for the day. One of the cool things I learned when I started formulating is the standard format for documenting a final formula. If you think back to high school science when you had to write lab reports, you might remember one of the requirements was writing your procedure with such great detail that anyone could replicate it. That specificity is really important for cosmetics as well, because a mix-up in the order of ingredients or a slightly off temperature could affect the texture and efficacy of the final product.
I created this example formula table because I unfortunately can't show our proprietary formulas, but I'd love to be able to walk through it with you guys so you see what I'm looking at as I'm working each day. At the top we have our coded name, which is based on whatever technical project and iteration you're working on. So I called this YTEX01 because it's my YouTube example number 1. Right next to that, it's useful to have whatever the product is in more plain terms, for instance, hydrating face serum. In the left-hand column, we have phases like A, B, C, D, E. Those are how we divide them into groups, kind of like when you're baking. You want to combine certain ingredients together before you combine all of it into one beaker. In the second column, we have what's referred to as the INCI name, which is the International Nomenclature Cosmetic Ingredient. That is the internationally recognized naming standard so that beauty companies all over the world use the same names for certain ingredients. Some companies might have trademarked names like Ultra Renew Peptide Complex. However, that can't be listed on the ingredient list. You have to instead list the component parts as long as each ingredient is present at or above 1%. Moving into the third column, we have the commercial name with its associated supplier. By the way, the industry term for these places that make large-scale batches of your formula are called CMO, which stands for Contract Manufacturing Organization. Then in the last column, we have the percentage of each component ingredient. It's important to use percentages rather than absolute values so that whenever you pass it off to another formulator, they can actually scale that to whatever size batch they want to make. Usually on these formula sheets, underneath the table, you'll have written sentences that read kind of like baking or cooking instructions. They'll have very specific directions on which phases to mix together, what tool to mix with, at what speed, and what the final phase should look like. So I hope this little segment was helpful.
After I've formulated a prototype, I'll FedEx it to my colleagues. We then schedule an online meeting to experience the product together and discuss its sensorial notes. After deciding which aspects are desirable and what elements we'd like to tweak, I go back to the formula table and create an updated work plan. Each new trial prototype following feedback integration is referred to as an iteration. Once my team and I have landed on our optimal prototype, I'll make and send out lots of samples for clinical trials. The data from those tests inform some marketing claims that you've probably seen. For example, some companies have packaging that says X% of users experienced immediate hydration, and so on. I love this product development and marketing interplay.
A lot of people don't realize that product development and marketing work hand in hand because product development drives the marketing claims and market research drives product development. Whether you're interested in doing product development yourself or you just wanted a sneak peek into this industry, I hope you learned something from this video. If you want to stay updated on my upcoming content, make sure you subscribe to my channel and drop a comment down below letting me know what kind of content you want to see next.